Hello, everybody. We're gonna um go into a Las Vegas shooting live stream, which we haven't done in a little bit. Hello, everybody. We're gonna hang on. My notifications are going off. I gotta get rid of them. Can everyone hear me? All right. Give me a thumbs up. Michelle, I don't know if you saw my comment in there. Remember that El Paso Walmart shooting that was really shady? The shopping cart people and all that. The kids were running to hide at a mall, and I'm telling you, there is a shooting right now at that mall, and I'm positive it's the same name. I haven't researched in it, but I'm like, okay, what's the odds that there's an active shooter? I just saw somebody, Agenda Free TV had he's doing a live on it. So I was getting this one set up and didn't watch it. So later on, go take a check on that because I thought that was kind of. Hey, Sonny, how are you doing? Hey there, Smokey. Hi, Veronica. I'm trying to see. I noticed when I was listening to my live from yesterday that when I say hi to people, my voice changes. We did a live last night, and we had so much technical. I had so much technical difficulties at the beginning that originally I don't know if it was because we were talking about stuff or not, but it's like YouTube made it disappear. Then when I got up this morning, it's like it was back. So I took it and edited out all that beginning and then I reposted it. So if you didn't see our live last night, it's on there. I just cut out the beginning where I was totally without Matt, totally having technical difficulties. If Danny hadn't been in the chat, I would have been in bad shape. So anyways, we are going to talk tonight. Oh, hello, Matt. Are you back from restarting your computer?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I didn't know if you were muted or if you were gone.
No, I
Everybody,
muted because I didn't want to, put up
gotcha.
noise. So
Everybody, welcome Matt. Matt's my co-host. He's always here with me, and he does a great job. We're gonna talk tonight. I did a short video the other day, giving everybody the link to the new Freedom of Information request that came out. So we've now gone through them slowly, and that's what we're going to do our live stream about. It's the Stephen Paddock Las Vegas shooting FBI drop. So anyways, if you didn't see my video the other day, I'm going to play like 3 minutes of it. It just teaches you where to go, how to get to the vault, whatever, so that we don't have to repeat it all. So I'm going to do that right now. It'll just take 3 minutes and then we'll start talking again. That way we don't have to repeat all this. Can everybody see my screen? And tell me if you hear sound, because last night the sound was what I had trouble with.
I don't see the screen yet on my laptop. Oh wait, no, yeah, I don't see it on the YouTube yet.
I see it on YouTube, but I didn't hit play. Duh. Um, it's just sitting there. Okay, I don't know if you're gonna hear sound or if I have to hit a sound button. Hello, everybody. Can you this hear? is True Seeker here. I just wanted to make a short video to let everybody type in the chat if there's sound that there has been another information drop put into the FBI vault on Stephen Paddock from Freedom of Information requests. We're believing that this is Michelle's Freedom of Information request because they told her they would give her over 10,000 pages on Paddock, and so far this is the second drop. There's only a fraction of pages of what she's expecting, and also everything's redacted. So I'm going to put the links down in the comment section for everybody so you can go to the vault yourself. I'm also going to go through the steps on how to get to the vault and find these documents if you don't down in the comment section. Okay, what you need to do is type FBI Vault into the search bar, and it will take you to this. A lot of us just have this bookmarked. It's really good to have bookmarked. We go back maybe once a week, every so often, and click on it to watch for new documents. If you don't know the history of these Freedom of Information requests, it's a law. They have to supply information and make it available. It's set up so that the government can be held accountable and not hide things from us unless they're classified. The shooting was in 2017, and we've literally been waiting years. Everybody that I know that has put in Freedom of Information requests, they're getting, for years, documentation back telling them that they're not going to send them the information. I'm paraphrasing right now, because the information will all be put in the vault. And I think that's how they're getting around the legality of having to provide the information. But like I said, it's been years, and we've only had 2 drops in the vault, and they've been recent. And anyways, go to the FBI vault. You'll see it right here. You click on this right here. This will take you to the FBI vault page, which has interesting stuff on other topics. If you go to recently added right here and click on it, you will see Stephen Paddock part 2. That's what we're looking for. If you scroll down, you will find, oh, well, I guess it's not in the scroll down, so you would then have to go to the search vault or the A to Z. Anyways, the one we're looking for is this part 2 here. It is over 300 pages long, but I'm going to show you something. You can either make it larger to read it, where it's still really hard to read, but if you save it down here as a PDF to your computer, then pull it up, then it's larger to read. Here's the 316 pages. I'm down at the bottom. But anyways, yeah, when it's saved in your computer, it's larger to read, which makes it really easy on your eyes. And then you can just scroll through it and read it and take notes or whatever it is that you want to do. I'm going to put the link to this down in the comment section under this video, and I'll pin it up as the top comment so you can go and read all of this yourself. If you're not subscribed to Pointed Stick, go over to his YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the comment section. Here's how you find his channel. Type Pointed Stick up in the search bar on YouTube. Click on this one. This will take you to his channel. He does live streams when these new documents come out. He's actually really funny the way he goes through them. YouTube has a new feature. When you go to their page, it shows this. These are older videos. You have to hit on live now to go to the live streams. That's good to know for my channel too, because I was like, why are my live streams hidden? Because usually we do live streams. Anyways, here's the 2 that he did on this recent Freedom of Information request. He goes through them. And there's also the live streams from the last one that came in. So yeah, definitely go over and subscribe to him and put the notifications on and watch for his live streams. If you don't want to actually read these documents, you can just listen to him go through them. He usually goes through them before we've actually gone through them with a magnifying glass. They come out and he just scrolls through, and then later a bunch of us will go through them really, really slow and see if there's anything, that we need to cross match with old documents we've got. I've got to put my copyright disclaimer in here for YouTube so they don't try to nail my video. You can read this. Okay, as soon as it's off the screen, we're back. Pointed Stick, that was a good shout out for you. Go ahead and drop the link to your channel in here so I don't have to put it in the comment section. Unless you don't want my subs to sub to you, because we're a little different than you are. Sonny, if you want to, you can drop your link too. I just gave you a wrench. And if anybody else in the chat that I don't know has a channel that wants subscribers, let me know, because we can put the links in. It's always good for everyone to get new subscribers. So, okay, today we're going to talk about the Freedom of Information dump. Pointed Stick already did it, so I don't know if you're not subscribed to his channel, you probably didn't see it. Different in quotes, that's funny. Well, we're actually the same kind of people, we just have different opinions on some stuff. But Pointed Stick's a great guy. Um, Anyways, Matt, did you want to say anything about the FOIA before I started? I was going to talk about just briefly page 1 until 238 where it gets good, then I'm handing it over to you. So did you want to say anything just in general about this before I start?
No, you can go ahead and do whatever you got to do. And
Okay, I'm not going to pull it up on my screen. I'm just going to let you guys know in the description of this video, there's the links to get to this. You really need to pull the document up and read it yourself. You're not going to get the full effect from us. But we do have a lot of researchers out there, even if they're not watching now. It's like a lot of times we only have like 30 people in the chat, but then the next morning I see that like 250 have watched. So I got some jobs for some people if they really want to dig, because I just scrolled. It was crazy stuff. But anyways, page 2 to 163. It's a 316-page document. Is the FBI laboratory latent print operation unit case notes. It's got a lot of information in there about weapons, ammos, all the other items in the room. It's heavily redacted, but if you studied the weapons and the ammo, you might be able to go in there and find something, that doesn't match something else. But I wasn't doing it. Point and Stick on his channel went through all of the items, like the inventory list items, and some of them were a crack up. A lot of them were on inventory lists we got before. But anyways, that's page 2 to 163. Then 164 to 235 has a lot of weapon stuff that I'm hoping that Rick Owen, Danny, Chris Thompson, or Xander will go through the weapon stuff to cross match different information we've had before to see if there's anything new we don't know. There's also a summary of the latent prints, those are the fingerprints, results. It's kind of interesting to scroll through to see all the items. Then we start getting to page 232 and 238 to 240 is an autopsy inquiry. So I don't know what that's all about. It's like they're sending to get information from somebody, but it's so redacted you can't tell what it was. But that kind of raised my interest a little. Now I'm going to turn it over to Matt because Matt's got a ton of notes. He's going to pull up the PDF. Do you have it ready for me to screen share yet, Matt? Did we lose Matt? Uh-oh. Maybe he's getting it ready. Matt, can you hear me? Okay. We're waiting for Matt to hear us. Maybe because I was talking, he walked away. And I told him I wasn't talking long. Anyways, Matt went through from page 241 to the end of the PDF. And he took a lot of notes, did a lot of looking into this stuff. I was busy doing other stuff all week, and I did go through all of this. Matt, are you back? Okay, I'll just give you some highlights. I don't know if you want to do any of this, but on 241, there's a letter that Matt's going to show. 247, there's stuff about Phoenix. 251, there's a Crime Stoppers report that's interesting. 251, there's some surveillance information on a Jeep that's kind of interesting. Page 260 talks about the San Bernardino shooting. Page 262, they're doing some Paddock investigative stuff in Newark, New Jersey. On page 267, there's someone they interviewed that said Paddock liked Hitler. Page 271, I'm just giving you the highlights. Matt's going to discuss these. 271 talks about CCTV footage they had at the Reno airport. 273 talks about CCTV footage they had at hotels and other venues of him. 276 goes into all kinds of stuff about a Dropbox that, I don't know, somebody shared with them or whatever. Matt dug into that. 278 has some toxicology stuff. 282 talks about this suspicious domain name, which I honestly think was just like right after the shooting when we started all our research groups and websites. Everything was redacted on that, but I'm guessing that's what it was. Um, Page 295 has a witness that they interviewed talking about his dad being the leader of the white prison gang. 303, I did notice that they edited a CD of a cassette of a recorded interview, so I don't know what all that's about because a lot's redacted. Page 308 has some forensic analysis, and 313 talks about the tool marks. So I hope Matt's back now. Are you back, Matt?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm back.
okay, you are. Okay, I went through and briefly gave the summary. So do you have your thing ready to screen share?
Yes, I do.
All right,
Let me
put it
pull
in
it
the
up here.
thing and I'm gonna pop it on the screen and then I'm just gonna let you talk. But you know me, I interrupt a lot and I overtalk people. So I'm gonna try to mute and shut up and just let you roll. Because I know you've got the PDF pulled up and all of your notes. Sorry, I still have the breathing coughing issue. Oh, pointed stick saying they didn't share it with Paddock. The Dropbox had photos in it. Hi Shay, how you doing? Yeah, Matt researched into all of that. I just kind of briefly, went through and took notes of what was on each page, but Matt was pretty thorough with it. So that's why I'm going to turn this over to Matt. And I know that you went through all of this on your channel, but I have different viewers than you, so I was like, okay, we're going to go through it again, but we're not going through that beginning part. It was hilarious watching it. That's why I want you to put your channel link in. If people go over to your channel and listen to when you read through, especially that inventory stuff, I was cracking up as you were finding stuff, especially the bear mace part. Because I did send you a screenshot of that original thing that we got an inventory list with the bear mace on, and then it showed up on that again. But anyway, should I go into StreamYard, Matt? Do you have your thing ready for me to? Nope, I don't see it. To pop on the screen? Do you know how to do that?
I'm trying to figure that out. I haven't done this in a while.
Okay,
Um,
StreamYard's changed it to where that thing at the bottom you have to hit present.
okay.
And then that gives you options.
All right. It says slides, video file, share screen.
I think if you hit share screen, then it's going to let you pick what tab you want to share. But if you're doing your PDF you have saved to your computer, I'm pretty sure when you do screen share, when you click on that screen share thing, it's going to give you, you know how it always gives you the Chrome tabs up at the top? There's one that says share entire screen. And I think if you're doing your PDF, that's what you have to hit. But like I said, we had 15 minutes of technical difficulty last night, and Danny had to talk me through it. Okay, pointed stick just said there. Oh, there's his link. I thought he was saying I was giving you the right directions. Okay, pointed stick put his link in. So if you want to subscribe, he does a great job going through these PDFs, and he's actually like really, really funny when he reads the stuff. Okay, Matt,
Okay.
did you figure it out?
Yeah. Hold on. Just 1 second here.
All
Can
right.
everybody see that now?
I didn't put it in the stream yet, so I'm putting it in the stream now, and I'm gonna make it big so we're blocked out of the stream.
All right. I see it
Now,
on the screen here.
if you're watching this on your phone, you're not going to be able to read that. So if you want to really study this later, what Matt's going through, you're going to have to go to the YouTube video and then enlarge it to where it takes your whole screen on your computer, or just download the PDF yourself. At the very bottom of the page that I showed you how to get to, there's a little tiny box that says PDF and you can save it. So anyways, I'm going to let Matt go, but I just did want to remind you guys you're not going to be able to read this on the screen as he's going. I mean, it's interesting that it's up on the screen and he's going to scroll through it, but those letters are so tiny. All right, I'm muting. It's all yours, Matt.
Okay. Let's see here. Um, on page 242, this is a letter from person that moved into an office and found some boxes of material, and they went through the boxes and they found a folder of what appeared to be copies of letters. And we don't know what the letters say because, they're not going to give it to us, of course. But anyways, they sent this to the LVMPD. This was sent back in, um, I guess, November 30th of 2017. Uh, there's some strange things about this, though. Let me scroll down here. This is a picture of the envelope. It's kind of hard to see because it's all blurry. Um, the interesting thing about this letter, there's no return address on it. And if you look up here in the top right hand corner, there's stamps on it, but it's not canceled out. There's no postmark. But if you look down here at the bottom, you'll see a barcode. So I just find that to be very strange. Why there's no, um, well, it does, we don't know where it's coming from. But moving on, let's see here. I gotta go back. Okay, this is a an email from the FBI to somebody that works at this office complex where these letters were sent from, Edge Creek Plaza. I don't know where Edge Creek Plaza is. I don't know if it's in Vegas or if it's in another state. Um, but they were trying to get a hold of the person who sent these letters to the LVMPD. Now, I don't know whatever came about of this. It doesn't state in here, but it's just kind of weird. And it'd be really interesting to know what those letters really contained. Well, what would pertain to, because if you look at this letter from um, this person, it said, "We believe you may be able to use them in your investigation. The people before me left them." I don't know who the people before them were. I don't know if Paddock had this office or if it was somebody else that knew Paddock. I have no idea, but it'd be very interesting to know.
It's in Mesquite. Pointed stick just typed in there. I don't know if he means where it came from, but he just wrote it's in Mesquite, Texas.
It's in Texas. Okay.
Yeah, he had a house in Mesquite, Texas, and then the other one. There's two Mesquites, so it was kind of always confusing. But once you got that straight, you knew whether to check for Texas or not.
Okay. All right. Um, Let me see what else. Sorry, I'm doing the wrong one here. Please bear with me, like guys. I'm really tired. I've had a long couple of days, so um, uh, also there were some other things in here that kind of stood out to me. I just have to find them. This Crime Stoppers thing, Crime Stoppers tip was from a person claiming to know Paddock as motivations for the shooting. Um, the person would not consent to a interview for one reason or another. Um, but I guess later on he did, and um, he finally talked to the FBI. I just have to go and find it here. Um, I don't know which one it is. Well, this one is about somebody having contact with Paddock, but I don't know. Maybe this is the one I was talking about. Anyways, in this thing here, they're talking about.
They're so freaking redacted. That's why it's
Yeah, it's really
confusing
hard
when
to
you
read
try
through
to
the lines
recall.
here. That's the
When you
problem.
yeah, when you're trying to recall one that you already read and found some stuff, it's like they all look the same when you're scrolling because of all the redaction boxes.
Um, okay, but anyways, in this letter or in this interview, this person is talking about Paddock, and and he mentions that Paddock was upset about something with another person, and Paddock had threatened to kill them during the conversation on the phone, and felt like this is kind of weird that Paddock would do that, and he also said that this might have been a motive for the shooting. What that was, we don't know because, of course, with all the redactions and not having any more information, it's just crazy. Um, yeah, this is all about other stuff. I'm not. Okay, here we go. Let me see what this is about. Now, this is the Newark division of the FBI in Newark, New Jersey. Um, hold on, I can't really read this too well here. And they're talking about the social media and web blogs and news sites regarding the information pertaining to Stephen Paddock on the Las Vegas shooting. And somebody receiving supplemental or SSDI payments from Social Security. I don't know what this has anything to do with. Um, I guess I didn't. Let's see here.
It's so hard to find stuff again when you're scrolling just because of, like you guys look at all these, like, redaction boxes, it's crazy. Because when you read it, it's like, oh, you take notes and you know everything, but then you can't find it later because it's mixed in with all these boxes.
Yeah, I know. Well, plus it's been a few days too, so excuse me. Um, here's another thing that kind of stood out about another interview from somebody and who had communication with Paddock on something or about something. I don't know. Um, but it's just weird how all these interviews, talk about Paddock and just you don't know what it's really about because of all the redactions. But down here it says he was talking about the people who were involved in the Oklahoma City bombings back in '95, and also it states that he thought that Hitler was a good man. And despite all, he stated he did not take Paddock's threat seriously until May 31st of 2017. And this whole box is, information that's redacted. And he stated that he did not expect Paddock to go out like that. When asked to elaborate, Blank stated blank, blank, and told him about the detail he learned from the news of the mass shooting in Las Vegas. Doesn't really say a lot, unfortunately. Um, so I just find it crazy. And also, this talks about the Reno airport uh, CCTV footage of Paddock. It doesn't even state a date on when this was, when the video was taken. It just says subject Stephen Paddock, which I think is stupid. Why don't they put the date that they're referring to when of this footage? Just doesn't make any sense to me. Let's
Well,
see.
yeah, because I noticed that there's all the dates up on the top of when they did the report, but then the stuff in there that they found or did or whatever, what the hell are they redacting those dates out for?
Yeah, I don't understand why. That doesn't
It's
make
like
any
I want
sense.
to know, like, did they go do this 2 days after the shooting? Did they go do this a year after? It's like to me that's important
Well, it
as far
says
as how thorough they investigated.
right, but it says it's acquired on 10/6, which is only 5 days after the shooting.
Okay, so they do have that date in there. It's so small I
Right,
can't see it. I'd have to
but
pull my report up.
they don't state the actual date of when it was.
Um, Tumbleweed asked, "Is it actual footage from Reno?" It's CCTV footage from Reno because he
From the
had a
Reno
home in
airport.
Reno from the Reno airport, and there's also CCTV footage they collected of him at other venues. Um, oh, Pointed Stick says it's the date of the footage in question.
Yes.
I know the redactions are fun. That stinks. Yeah, Joe, I'm pretty sure you're tricking me there because you know what? YouTube started putting us in the chat in different colors. And I noticed that when you popped in here, you had two different colors rolling. So I know you're doing two channels, so that's why your wrench disappeared. You're welcome, Tumbleweed. Okay, I'm muting again. Go ahead, Matt.
Um, I think that's about it. What I had to say. This page talks about something else. I don't know what this is about. Um, this talks about an account, a Dropbox account with pictures, photographs of Paddock that were posted somewhere. I don't know anything about that. I think that's all, Truth Seeker. What I had. I don't think I. I don't think anything else was. I think that's all I had. You there? Maybe she stepped away for a minute. Thanks, Joe. Can everybody hear me?
I was muted. I'm sorry. I was sitting there chatting. Tumbleweed asked the case where the lawyer died of cancer, plaintiff's case. Was that in there, or I don't know what Tumbleweed's talking about? Chris,
She
I
was
hope
probably
you're
talking
feeling
about
a little better.
Lombardo.
Oh, yes, Catherine Lombardo was an attorney for the survivors, and she died of cancer. Yes. Um, the case against the casinos. Well, he sued the Cosmopolitan. What other cases are you talking about? P.S. Chris, I hope you're feeling better. This won't be a real long one. We started a little while ago, but we just kind of wanted to I want to draw everybody's attention, not so much to this PDF because it's so redacted, but we are expecting so much stuff to get dumped in that FBI vault that it's like, I want everybody to like know where to find it, bookmark it, go pop in there every week or so. It's like some of us do it every few days, but it's like, we're hoping that they start hammering us with stuff, and granted it's going to be redacted too, but it's like there's so much information, so many people have so many questions, about things with the Vegas shooting. So I really want everyone familiar with the vault. And these documents, you really have to pull them up and read them yourself because they're so small on the screen. And it's hard when you're talking on the screen because everything's like, 2 words redacted, 2 words redacted. Um, What FBI vault? Joe, didn't you see the video? Go back and watch the beginning of this, and I show you how to get to the vault. The FBI is telling people, or the FOIA people, whatever, that they're not going to, honor some of these FOIA requests because eventually it's going to go on the vault. The vault is a website, FBI Vault. If you Google it or DuckDuckGo, it'll pop up and you go to recently added, and we've got 2 things from Paddock in there so far, or there's a search bar. Um, so, well, it's not really disinfo, Joe, because it's so redacted. How could it be? But anyway, so yeah, the vault is actually, it's interesting because it's not just the stuff on Paddock. I've started clicking on some of the other stuff, like on days I check the vault and I'm just bored, so I click on other stuff in there. It's like all kinds of releases on stuff. Some of these people I don't even know, but it's like some of it's really interesting to read. If you're bored. But yeah, so we're hoping that a lot more things. Michelle's owed like tens of thousands, I think 10,000 or 14,000 pages they told her
It's
would go
about
in the vault.
14,000 from what I was
Yeah,
told.
and so far 600 pages have showed up, and we're pretty sure that they came from hers, but other people put in FOIAs on Paddock too, so you can never tell. But yeah, we're expecting a ton more stuff to drop. Well, yeah, Joe, this is what we expect from the vault. We knew everything was going to be redacted. You really have to read between the lines, and there was interesting information in this one, but there was nothing that was like, "Oh, let me go dig out my old notes and compare and, make sure and da 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 da." It was like it's just redacted like crazy, and I think that they all will be, but they do have to release the stuff. Oh, Pointed Stick thinks it might be a combination of requests. That's true. If several people ask for, the same type stuff, like on Paddock or different things, they might just be releasing it so we don't know for sure exactly what person it is. It could be a combination. Yeah, Joe, it is really nice of them to do, but you know what? We did get a terabyte worth of body cams. I've got all this body cams and LVSA and WEG have them, and it's a terabyte of information. And I know that some of them don't have dates and some of them seem edited or whatever, but it's like we would never have that CCTV footage to study or a lot of those other things like the breach in the room. So they were, I mean, it was court ordered. They had to give them to us, even though they still owe us a ton more than what they were court ordered to give. But, I mean, they do trickle out. The body cams that they all of that was supposed to be through the sheriff's department. These freedom of information requests are going through the government, so that's more like FBI-ish. So, of course, now that Sheriff Lombardo's the big bad governor, it's like we aren't going to get anything else. He's not even in that office anymore. He can't be blamed for anything. I mean, it just is what it is. But yeah, I couldn't believe Sisolak made governor. And now Lombardo's governor, so yuck. Oh, you don't have a terabyte. I had to go buy. It was like 50 bucks at like Best Buy. The terabyte. Uh hard drive, flash drive, removable, whatever it's called, and mail it to the LVMPD. And then the sergeant I was talking to on the phone put everything on that and mailed it back to me. That's how I got it. But you live there. You could just go to the public information officer. I mean, I'd call first because they got to have this stuff like ready to do. And they'll tell you just drop it off. I'll dump the stuff on it and come back and get it later. I mean, he was really cool about that. Yeah, FOIAs are the FBI, not LVMPD. That's what I was saying. The body cam and all that stuff came from LVMPD. All this FOIA stuff's going through federal government, FBI. Um, Tumbleweed has a terabyte of 9/11 FOIA docs. Boy, that would really be interesting. If you're ever in this chat with my friend Xander, he does a lot of 9/11 stuff. So it's like he would probably love to hook up with you if you've got all that information, unless it's stuff he already has. Oh, yeah, J Dub was asking how to get it. Well, you got to call first and you ask for the public information officer at LVMPD and you tell them you would like all the releases of the body cam and documents that were given, a long time ago to the newspapers. And because they had to go once a week with the flash drive and get it. So when I got it, it's like I got the whole boom all at once. Then we compared it to make sure I didn't have more than they got. And it's like, no, me and LVSA had the exact same stuff. So, anyways, yeah, you get a hold of them. They'll tell you where to come. I did mine through the mail because I'm out of town. But yeah, they'll load it right onto your. It was literally a terabyte of information. That's how big of a hard drive he told me to get. And when I came home and plugged it into my computer, I was looking to see like if there was extra space on it, and it's like it almost filled up that entire thing. But yeah, you can get all that. And I compared it to a lot of the stuff they gave us before to see if it was different. It's like it appears to be everything we got before and exactly the same, like doesn't seem edited or nothing's missing. I mean, it's the same edits that we saw when they came out the first time. Yes, me and LVSA got exactly equal because that's what he wanted to know. Him and Weg were going once a week to pick up their thing. So we wanted to see if when we got the whole ball of wax, if it was the same amount of stuff. And it was. Because we were going through, okay, do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this? And I was hoping that I had extra stuff so we'd have something new to post. But as it turned out, it's like I had exactly the same amount as what they had, but they had theirs loaded, like I said, weekly onto flash drives and stuff. So, I mean, eventually they compiled theirs on a bigger unit. So,
This is all body cam video?
this was all the data drops that we got week by week, all the
Oh,
PDFs, all the body
okay.
cams, all the CCTVs. Remember when WEG and LVSA every single Wednesday would go and pick up the stuff, then 3 hours later it'd be all posted online for
Right,
us?
right, right.
Those are the drops I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, where it's like we had the body cam, the PDFs, I mean, all that
So
information they gave
LVMPD
us.
wasn't dropping the information.
LVMPD was. They were made to in court. There was that
Right.
court case where the judge ordered them to do it, and we had a list of what we were owed
Mhm.
and based on court dates and things that came out of Lombardo's mouth. So we had a list of what we were owed, and then we went back and cross-matched. Actually, WEG and LVSA have these huge spreadsheets and stuff. It's like everything was cross-matched to see what we owed versus what they gave us.
Mhm.
And I had written letters, I think Eddie did too, to like, I wrote them to like every attorney involved in the case, every news outlet that was suing them for the information, the judges. I mean, literally, I had like, I don't know, 26 letters or something that went out. And it's like, nobody cared. The next couple hearings that I watched, because I watched all their hearings that were publicly available
Mhm.
on this court case, all they did with the media outlets is argue about money. Who was going to pay for all these copies and who was going to this and who was going to that? And it's like, here we are writing letters going, hey, wait a minute, we're over here. They didn't give us everything yet. And it's like, I don't think the media gave a shit. I really don't. It's like the whole court case. I mean, I don't even know if it's closed. I used to follow it like every week. And then I kind of stopped because I was like, why are they just fighting about money and finances when they should be in there fighting about? I mean, the original court case was to make LVMPD release all this stuff to the media outlets. WAG and LVSA pretended to be media outlets when they went to pick it up. So yeah, they started giving the releases out, but we didn't get near as much as we were supposed to get. But I don't think that the lawyers really cared. It just kind of, I don't think we're ever going to get any more. I didn't get one letter back from a company, like a news outlet that's like, oh my, we didn't know this. So we were supposed to get this many hours of whatever and this many pages of whatever. And it's like, I've got the list somewhere of what we're supposed to get versus what we get. I'm not going to go dig it out because it's buried in my folder room. But yeah, it was huge differences. And it's like, nobody cared. I mean, we all cared, the researchers here. But in the court case, it's like apparently the media outlets weren't going to say, you still owe us stuff. So I'm trying to look at the chat. Yeah, LVSA and WEG went down. I think it was every Wednesday. It was always around like noonish my time because I'd be sitting there waiting. I watched all the body cam. So every time they picked it up, they got small dumps. I would start listening, and it was always about the end of the week. I mean, sometimes I would like listen instead of going to sleep. So by the end of the week, I was like chomping at the bit, waiting for the next batch to come. Well, towards the end, they started giving bigger and bigger dumps. And I'm like, I can't listen to this all in a week. And then the next batch is coming. But I remember when they were giving smaller dumps, I would be literally sitting there just waiting and waiting and waiting. And LVSA like went through a couple computers. I mean, the amount of time, because some of those were really long videos. So they had to take them off that thing. You know how long YouTube takes to upload something if it's a couple hours long and process it. And they would come home with like, I don't want to give a number. I'll just say, for example, 15 or 20, several hour CDs or body cams. Some of them were only 3 minutes or 10 minutes, but they had to like do the whole YouTube upload with them and try to do it fast enough because they knew a bunch of us were like waiting. So yeah, it was some pressure on them. They did really good work. What's going on in the chat?
Somebody's
Uh,
asking for your email.
oh, okay. I didn't used to like to put my email in the chats and stuff because of, the bad people out there. But once the cops showed up at my door, I was like, screw it. What worse could they do? There's my email. So it's out there in the public. I mean, I don't care if you have it, sheep, but it's out there in the public. So it's like, what's someone going to do? Hack my computer? I just go buy another computer. So I don't have any secrets or anything in here that I would care if anybody, hacked in and read anyways, as long as they didn't get into my bank stuff. But what time are you going to go live, Joe? Oh, thanks, sheep. That would be great. I don't know, you weren't in here earlier, but there's another shooting going on now that is in, don't crack up, you guys, but it's in the same parking lot, that mall. Remember the Walmart El Paso shooting that was such a big deal that they keep bringing up on the news, when there's other shootings and stuff? And everybody was like over at that mall parking lot taking video and stuff because they pushed the crowd back. Um, so yeah, there's a shooting at that mall right now. So I'm like, okay, that little town's had two right there. I mean, do you not want to go shopping? I mean, on that strip of the road, and it's not in a bad area either. So that I don't know when it started. Right before I started my live stream, I saw another channel, Agenda Free TV, which I don't really watch him all the time, but sometimes I'll see his stuff light up on my screen because he's live. So that was the title that he had, and I watched like 2 minutes of it, and it was like, oh wow, that. What are the
Where was this at?
odds? The mall, remember Celio Mall, where a lot of people ran to after the Walmart shooting?
In El Paso?
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to remember that.
Now, there's been so many shootings, I could be confused, but I'm pretty sure Patrick Crusius was the one that did the Walmart shooting in El Paso. And that was the one where we had, like, the army guy that gave all the speeches and the people in the shopping carts pushing each other around. And it's like, it was totally hokey looking. So now a lot of people ran over to that mall and were taking video. And now this mall is having a shooting. And the mall I know is in El Paso, and the Walmart shooting was in El Paso. So if I have the mall and the El Paso being in the same parking lot confused, it's probably because somewhere mixed in there was another shooting in El Paso, and I'm confusing up the shootings because God, there's been so many. But yeah, I recognized the name of the mall, and I was like, holy shit! Because a lot of things that I had to tag, like when I made a ton of videos about the Walmart shooting, and I remember a lot of my tags were like the name of that mall because it was really weird to spell. It was like Ceilo or something like that. So I always had it written on a piece of paper and I had to like go look before I was like tagging my videos. So I'm 99% positive that I'm thinking of the right mall. And the title on that guy's live stream did say El Paso. So, anyways, oh, yeah, Chris, so many distractions. It's like I haven't even, other than when I did my live last night, today, I didn't even have time to go look to see if there were updates on the MSU one because I'm curious to know if the five that were injured so bad that they thought they might pass away. I'm kind of wondering if the death count went up. Not to sound creepy, but
I haven't seen anything.
Okay, Joe, type in a time that you think you're gonna do your live stream before you head out of here. Thanks for popping in, Joe. Yeah, Sonny, they are leading us into something like the Wild West, but I think it's more like they're trying to push so much agenda and gun control. It all turns political. And it's like, lay off, people. I mean, these people are getting their guns illegally, or they're buying them legally and they just haven't committed a crime before. There's so many gun laws that it's like, that's not what the problem is here. If I'm a criminal, I mean, in Idaho, the guy killed all those students with knives. In Wisconsin, that guy killed all those people, mass murder with his car. So it's like, if you're hell bent on committing mass murder, you don't need a freaking gun.
Oh,
And then,
I don't know if you guys knew this, but the kid that shot up the that grocery store in Buffalo, New York,
yeah, I did a video on that one too. What happened?
he got sentenced today to life in prison without parole.
How do they get his trial so quick?
I don't know what he did, but I don't know if he pled
Maybe he
guilty or
pled guilty or something. And it's not a death penalty state because yeah, Cruz, that shooting was like 4.5 years ago or something. 5 years ago yesterday. And his trial just finished up. He pled guilty, but they had to do a trial for sentencing because it was a death penalty case. And his just got over like a few months ago.
yeah.
Um Joe says he's the boss over there, so he can go anytime. When am I available? Depends on when I fall asleep, Joe. A lot of times I don't get my notifications, and sometimes, like, I look at my phone right before I go to bed, and I'll see that Joe or Truth and You are on, and I'll start watching, and then I just like disappear, and it's because I fell asleep. But because I'm laying in bed watching, but he usually goes on really late. He's like 3 hours earlier than me, so if I'm going to bed at, like, 1 in the morning, it's still, like, 10-ish or 11-ish there. Um, okay, probably a couple of hours. Okay, I'll start checking around midnight. You never use your Messenger. If you used your Messenger on Facebook, I'd get your little notifications, Joe, but you never use it. Miss Dawn called me the other day. I got to chat with her for a while, so that was kinda nice. Okay, so let's cut this because I like when they're not really, really long, and we kind of already talked about the FOIA, and the chat's not real chatty. I mean, Tumbleweed and Joe, I think, pointed sick left, um, but 24 are watching, and there's not too many in the chat. And I had a bunch of people message me today and let me, when I sent them the link, and they're like, I always watch your stuff, but I don't go in the chat because I'll watch it with headphones while I'm doing whatever around the house, and they just don't follow chat. So I think that's why when we wake up in the morning, there's like 250 views, when like right now there's only like 24 people in the chat. So, anyways, yeah, we're 57 minutes in. So if we stop now, it'll be less than an hour, which for us is amazing. And everybody, if you want, go over to Joe's channel later on. Joe, post your link here real quick if you're not already gone. Okay, he's going right now, so he's already gone. Um, you can send me a message on Messenger if you don't know what Joe's channel is. Oh, give me an hour. I gotta make a drink. I thought you had shit to do. Your shit to do is making a drink. Make me one too. Jaeger
Must be a
bomb.
pretty big drink if it's going to take him an hour.
Well, that's because he gets his little ice bucket ready and his glass, and he's got his table with his ashtray. He's got like the whole setup. And he has drinks usually brought in to his live streams by Shady J. So it's pretty laid back atmosphere there. As each woman walks into the chat, he's complimenting all this stuff, and I think the guys in there don't like it because they don't get as much attention. But yeah, Joe throws quite the chat party. He's usually, you can hear his little drink going.
Hmm.
So I'm sure that when he says he's got to make a drink, I'm guessing he's running down to the corner party store first. But either that or he's putting together, I think he said earlier he was putting together like some kind of video for tonight. So,
Uh,
anyways,
Well, sorry
Joe
guys that
says
it
it's a
wasn't
lot
much.
of work to make it look so casual.
Sorry guys that it wasn't much of a live stream tonight. I mean,
Well, yeah, but it shows them
unfortunately,
where
there's
to
only
go to
so
look.
right. Unfortunately, there's only so much information that they're giving us, and plus, with everything being redacted, it's hard to read between the lines.
Well, but it's still
So,
good for people to know where to go find it. And Joe liked learning that he could go get all that stuff from the LVMPD. Oh, he's having body cam fun tonight. This should be interesting.
mhm.
Are you doing the Reno Haven area? Because I have all that put onto one video altogether, so you don't even have to go search. Um, okay, so we're going to sign off. Everybody have a good night. And if you're in Joe's live stream, I will see you over there. And thanks for coming on, Matt, and reading all that stuff.
Oh, no
And
problem.
okay, I'm going to go. Thank you guys. Everyone have a good night.